Hi and welcome to this week's project. This week's project's been in the making actually for a little while now, and I'm just recording this a few days before this goes up because I didn't really know how well it was all going to come out for a start, and it was quite a big project. So what would I use this? The bathroom bin, a small 2-inch blank, a 2x2 square, and 700 colouring pencils. Well, I'm going to show you right now what we made. Okay, so you've seen what we're going to make this week. So I didn't film any of that bits of the resin. If you've been watching my update, you've probably seen it on there. But I used a 2-inch block at the bottom, and I actually just cut it to the size of the bottom of the bin. And I popped that in first. I also found the centre and drilled through it, because we need somewhere to put the wires. The next thing I did is I got a 2x2 square. I actually put this on the lathe, took it to round, and drilled a 10mm hole straight through the centre of this. I then got a 10mm dowel and glued it to the centre of that block. Now the reason I did it like that is because I wanted to make sure that this was dead centre, because it would have spoilt the whole look of it if it wasn't. I then just piled round all the colouring pencils into the pot and held them in with an elastic band. On the centre ones I needed to do 2 layers because I wanted the centre built up a little bit more. So I put half cut pencils, put those at the bottom, and then put full set. I think it was maybe about 4 rows round. At the tallest part, and then all I did was basically pile in pencils into the base, pushed them down as far as I could, and filled the pot up as far as I could with resin. It was a massive amount of resin. I think it was maybe about £70 worth in English money of the resin I use. I'll tag that resin, well, yeah, I'll tag where I get that resin from in at the bottom. The pencils in the UK, I get the pencils from BandM shop. That's the cheapest place I found for pencils, because I can get 100 for £3.99. So like I say, this is a very expensive project to do, but I was asked to make it. It's a custom order, so and I'd fair warned them, because I didn't actually want to make it in the beginning because it was too expensive. But they still want it, so I went on. So most of it's going to be time-lapse, because I just want to show you how it went and any problems that I came across. I stop it every now and again. I mean, I'm not even putting any music into it. It's just going to be quite boring, and if you just want to sit and watch it, a bit longer than I would have liked it, but I couldn't shorten it anymore. And I hope you enjoy. And thanks for watching, and keep watching now for the rest of the video. Just stopped quickly, starting to get through the resin. As you can see, it's like a snowstorm in here. It is just everywhere. You actually get all wrapped up in it. and I don't know, I think it could be quite dangerous with the resin, with the strings on it. So I keep trying to break them off every now and again. But anyway, so far so good. The idea is to dip in here, come up that way and dip down. Don't know if there'll be many of these pencils actually involved in it, but I've put them there just in case. So yeah, I just wanted to update you why I keep stopping. It's just I'm getting all wrapped up in this ribbon. Okay, carry on. Okay, now I think I've genuinely got the shape. You'll not see it. There's a lot of discrepancies with the pencils. That's quite normal. You'll see there's some of the leads and that are out here. I've dealt with the pencils in the past, and that's also been the issue. You won't get anything exactly perfect with these projects. But I've pretty much got the shape where I'm wanting it to be. And I'm actually going to give it a light sanding over, because I just want to smooth off the edges and have a look at it again, see if there's any other bits that I need to sort of flatten out. And I'm not that sure what to do with the bottom bit, so I've done like a little ridge there and then down into that ridge there. but we'll sand it and we'll see how it looks after. You see the resin's done its job because it's filled in where there's not any pencils, but there is leads missing, so I'm going to go away, sand it back on probably 150. I might actually even go down to maybe 60, and maybe go up to 60 and 120, and then have a look at it. I'll be doing it off camera, but I'm going to go away then and cut the leads out and fill those in between if I'm quite happy with it, ready for starting to finish it. That's it for now. Right, that's the first stage of the glue up, and replaced, how well you can see it, but I've had to replace some of the pencil lead into there. It always looks really rough at this stage, because it is pretty rough at this stage, you know. So I've super glued everything in. We're just about dry. There was also a couple of cracks, and they were actually filled with resin, little cracks in that, but I just added some super glue where there was bits missing. So this is how it looks. Every one of the leads I've gone over and just super glued, just to make sure they all stay in place. It also helps to stop the lead falling out. Right, I'm going to go and clean it up now. Been a bit of a while since I actually continued the last video, although it's just obviously straight on for you. I think where I finished on the last one was, I did the CA. I just give a coating of CA, and then any discrepancies in the resin that went down between the pencils at the top, which obviously you can't see from there, but I just made sure that there was no deep gaps in there. There's some splitting here, but it's not actually all the way through or anything, and the resin actually filled those. So really I'm just on the final bit now. I just want to do some final shaping and then start the sanding. Now I've put the CA on, and as soon as I start to go through that CA again, the pencils will start to run again. So although I'm going to shape this bit now, I need to actually finish this. It's a bit untidy here, and I want that to curve in a little bit, ready to I think it's only about 20 mils. There's like a little cap that goes onto the top of the light, so I just want to recess that in, but I'm going to take this back a little bit first. I might not make it too much shorter, but just give it a little bit of a curve to finish it, and then it will be sanding. Now the sanding will probably, in some parts, will have to be quite vigorous to get through the CA, but I need to be really careful that I don't obviously go through all of that now. So I'm just going to do this. The whole of the last part will be on time lapse, so once I've finished it, we'll come back and do a little bit more video. Okay, just a little update. I've been going over and over refilling holes and stuff like that, and I think I've got to the stage where it's enough to be filling. So I've just I sanded, because I needed to sand down some of the super glue to 60. Then I went to 60, 120 and 180. At this minute I don't want to sand back anymore because the colours will probably start to run again. So I am now going to put a couple of coats of sand sealer on it and give it a few minutes to dry in between each one, and then I'm going to put Yorkshire grit onto it and we'll see where we get from there. I'm hoping that the colours are not going to run too much. I'm quite pleased with how it's come out. I did the drill hole there, obviously. It's not all the way through to the centre yet. I'll do that when I get it off because the base plate's got screws into it. But I finished there. I want to get a couple of coats on this to get it sealed up really, and then I'll need to get the bit ready for the actual lamp fittings. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to I'll do that couple of coats and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, just come back here. I did a couple of coats of sand sealer, and I then thought I would do the 2 wooden pieces with the Yorkshire grit, because these colouring pencils sure want to colour everything. So they're really doing what they were designed to do. So I did the 2 ends, and I've actually done this bit. There was a bit of pink here that kept running, but the Yorkshire grit's gone on. It seems to, with the sand sealer, seems to have sealed it a little bit. So I'm just going to, while I'm on camera, I'm just going to put a bit of Yorkshire grit on this bit here, which hasn't yet been done, and we'll see if it's going to go on there without colouring everything. Slow that right down just so that I can just stop that for a minute. So far so good. No colour on there, which really means that they're sealed in. So let's put this on. See if we can sand it down a wee bit. I haven't got this going that fast, I just wanted to get the Yorkshire grit on to get a semi-decent finish. Keep it cool. I'm going to have to get through some tissues. Yes, it seems to have sealed it in. So the sand sealer seemed to work, although when it first went on, the colours were running all over the place. But it does actually appear to have sealed it somewhat, to give me a chance to get some finish on it, because that's the only thing with these. They're very, very difficult to get a good finish on, because the pencils just want to run all the time. Smaller projects are a little bit easier because it's a lot smaller, but this is an amazing amount of colouring pencils in here. There we go. I'm actually really pleased with how that's coming out now. Right, we'll keep going. Give that a good rub down. Right, well, what we'll do actually now is, I can't seem to get a deep shine on this at all, but I'm going to coat it with a couple of coats of wax 22. Like I say, it's a total guessing game here. Have a look. Yeah, I'm pleased, really pleased actually with that. I'm not saying it's perfect. I'd be surprised if there's any pencil projects that are perfect. That feels reasonably smooth. Now let's get some wax. So that was a Yorkshire grit, and now I'm just going to use the wood wax 22. I think I'm going to need a good couple of coats of this on. Right, let's start here. Right, about a second or two to dry. Got the different dry ones there. Just revolve that slowly just to help it dry out a bit. There's still quite a weight in this lamp. Yeah, there is still quite a weight in it. Right, let's see if we can get a shine. There's a lot of work in the finishing of these, going back and filling more holes with glue and trying to get your cuts a bit finer, and I've quite enjoyed doing it. It's a good challenge. Starting to get a little bit of a shine going. Plus the wood bits will shine. The wood base and the top. Another clean rag. Yeah, it's got a bit of a glint to it now. As I say, I was inspired by NZ wood turning for this project. He's done some amazing pencil projects, and it was actually one of his videos that went viral, and I think somebody's seen it. The girl that asked me to make this seen it on Facebook and asked me if I would make her one. So thanks, Nick. Brought me up an opportunity to try something. Yes. Now, really not perfect, but oh boy, I don't know if I thought it would come out quite as well as that. Right, I'm going to give another coat now. I'll do a second on this, and then I'm going to use faithful shield wax. I'm going to use on the top, very top of it. So anyway, I'll do a time lapse of doing that now. I'm sure you're sick of hearing me chuntering on, and I'll come back when I've put the last coat on. Okay, that is it finished. I now have just to, let's see, outside finished. I have to get the top ready, so I'll take that off. It's on a base plate anyway. Just slightly finish the top, and it will be ready actually to take off then, because I'd actually drilled it first, but some resin went through into it, so I have to do some drilling out, which I'll do quite carefully, ready for the wires to go in. So I'll put you on a quick time lapse and finish there. Actually, I won't. The next video that I come back on now will be once I've got it off the lathe and all the wiring connected. That's the lamp all done. I've done all the wiring for this now. This is UK, obviously, because I know there's some people from America here, so we have their 3-pin plug. I managed to buy the cable with the switch attached. I think it was about, in UK money, it was about £11. What I did is, because obviously I'd put a hole in the side, so I actually also had a hole on the base which is now covered. I put a bright red. I felt it needed some colour at the bottom, so I put bright red. But there was a hole up the centre there, so when I pushed the wire in, well, what I first did is I actually added some string onto the wire, and then I pushed the string into the hole, and with a screwdriver through the bottom pushed the string up through and out of here. I was then able to, once I pushed the wire in, pushed it round the corner with a bit of a screwdriver, and then managed to pull it up with the string. So it went in very well actually, with no issues. It weighs a ton. It is so heavy. I think just purely because of the resin and that. The finish came out, I was really pleased with it. I could have had it shinier, but it's colouring pencils and I didn't really want to have it too shiny. I wanted it to sort of match in with everything. Quite pleased. It didn't run too much. The pencils seemed to be pink like to spread itself. So that was the main one that moved around, but apart from that, fine. The wood here, it's the resin actually impregnated into the wood, so it didn't matter how far I went back on this, we still have some discoloration in the wood there. But anyway, apart from that, hope you enjoyed the video. This is a great project to do, really enjoyed it, and thanks very much for watching.